Yo, what's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back from a YouTube video, and this time we're going to be playing some ladder using this balloon freeze deck. I just got a 12-win grand challenge with it. Before I started recording, I had some nice games. I think it's going to be really strong in this meta because one of the biggest counters to it was Expo, and as you guys know, Expo ended up getting nerfed. You might be wondering, why did Expo counter this deck? Because BOWLER does quite good against Expo. Well, the reason why is because you don't have a big spell, and they could go for like defensive Expos, and if they have Icepo more specifically, they could Tornado, Rocket everything together and defend quite easily. Another really good matchup against this deck was Graveyard, more specifically Splash Yard with Tornado did really good, and with there being less Graveyard, I think this deck is going to be stronger and overall pretty solid in the meta. It's a very defensive deck. You typically play it really slow. You sometimes in certain matchups don't go for any balloons in single elixir. You would rather wait for double elixir to be sending in your balloon pushes because ultimately you want to be building up balloon pushes, with lumberjacks, E-drags, inferno drags, or a bowler. You don't want to be going in for a balloon by itself in most circumstances. And your defense is so strong with the freeze as well as the tornado and all of these support cards. Inferno drag melts tanks, and E-drag is really good versus like Inferno drags or just as a reset for for Sparky. Before we get in the first game, if you guys want to support me, you can use my credit code BOSS. You can use it in any Supercell game. Helps support me, helps support the channel, and I really appreciate all you guys who do use my code. It means a lot. So I'm currently at 6,061 trophies, 196th in the world. Let's go ahead and search for the first game and try to push up with this deck. And yeah, I wanted to make a video on this. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I don't think I've ever made a video on this specific deck, or I know I've made videos on Balloon Freeze, like I've done P.E.K.K.A. Loon Freeze, the Anaban deck, but this is a little bit different. BOWLER Loon Freeze, I'm sure you guys have seen it around, and I don't think I've ever made a video on it, so I thought it was kind of about time that I do and try it out. Alright, so we found our first game. Give them good luck. And I usually don't make the first play. I think it's better to wait and see if your opponent starts the game off. Especially when you got a starting hand like this. If you have a bar barrel, it might be okay to play that. But I don't think it's a good idea to cycle in a 4 elixir card in the back first play. Okay, he's going to go for a miner. We can actually do this and freeze the bats. I know it might seem like a little bit of an overcommitment freezing bats, but Inferno Drag isn't really good against the bats, so I'd rather freeze it and save my Inferno Drag. That way, if he ends up playing, say, like a Knight or something, or maybe he had Mortar, we would have been able to play it on the Mortar as well. Like, I just would have rather used my freeze because, I don't know, didn't really matter too much, but it's a little bit of a better answer to the bats. And I think it's worth spending a little more elixir to get that King Tower activated, especially early on. So he's going to be using minor wall breakers. In this matchup, we're going to play it very slow in single elixir. And then in double, we can go ahead and be going in for our big balloon pushes. I think it overall is going to be a pretty good matchup for us as long as we're very patient and don't send in balloons when he has air counters in cycle. He most likely is going to have a bomb tower, so we just need to wait for him to have his musketeer out of cycle, and then maybe if we have some cards supporting the balloon, we should be able to break through and maybe freeze or tornado the bats. That'll probably be the way to go. But because he has the bandit, there's a chance he might not have the bomb tower. He might actually be using Mega Knight. Yeah, I think he has Mega Knight. I don't think he has the bomb tower because we see the bandit. So I went for a balloon. He actually didn't need that zap. But honestly, the balloon wasn't maybe the best because we didn't get a connection, but it's all good because he wasted a zap on it. And I also knew he didn't have a musketeer in cycle, so we wouldn't have had a huge counter push to take care of, if that makes sense. Cycle our E-drag and then wait for another opportunity to go ahead and... right now, his bats are out of cycle. We can go balloon. And then we need to freeze. We get one connection. That's really all we needed. We have a huge lead now. Aggressive, but it paid off because we're in double, and he didn't have his bats in cycle right away, and he had to spend all of his elixir before I was able to get back to it. I'm going to let this bandit connect, have some split lane, you know, damage. That's completely fine because he has way more damage in the opposite lane. I am going to tornado this, though, because it's going to clump the musketeer together so the bowler hits it, as well as ensure that the bats die right away. Pretty sure this balloon gets a hit no matter what. I think there's no chance he defends this. We're going to freeze. That's going to be GG. Balloon connects easily. Really good matchup for us because he only had bats and musketeer as his air counters, and of course with him having zap, you know, he's got no pushback to the balloon, so really easy. Just make sure you don't overcommit in single elixir, and you'll pretty much be fine in any kind of matchup like that. Let's check our ranking right now. 159th in the world. Let's see if we can make it into at least the top 100 by the end of the video, and maybe get to, well, for sure at least 6100, but maybe even 6200 if possible. So we found our next game versus Alexander. We'll give them good luck and see if he wants to make the first play. I don't really want to do anything. I don't want to cycle a tornado. I don't really want to go inferno drag first play. I don't want a bowler in the back first play. All of those would be way too risky, and I'm certainly not going to cycle a freeze on nothing. So we're just going to chill. And, you know, if no matter what, if he didn't do anything, we would just wait till double anyway. So bowler into the hunter. Hunter's out of cycle. If I had a balloon, I would consider going lumberjack loon because hunter is an amazing counter, but unfortunately we don't, so we're going to have to wait. But now that he cycled his goblin hut as well, I'm very tempted to go lumberjack. Okay, he just cycled his skeleton dragons, his hunter, and his goblin hut. So hopefully he doesn't have another air counter. If he does, then this is going to be so difficult because he's got a ton of air counters. We've already seen 3. He's going to go for the freeze. Balloon is going to get, ooh, maybe 2 connections. Yeah, because he played that hunter so late. All right, let's go. That's a lot of damage to start this game off. Let me see if I can perfectly time this bar barrel so the hunter doesn't one-shot it and kill it right away. And it does, so yeah, that hunter is going to get 1 hit. That actually, you can play, if you guys didn't know, you can position the bar barrel to fully stop the hunter before it gets a shot on your tower, and it doesn't like one-shot the hunter won't one-shot the bar barrel right away, but I didn't position it correctly. I'm going to try to snipe this goblin hut with the E-drag, just get rid of it as quick as I can because it is very annoying. And he's going to let that happen. He's going to let it lock on. Pretty bad skeleton dragons in my opinion. They're just going to get pretty much obliterated by the E-drag. So I'm going to go for a balloon because he used a lot of elixir and he didn't have enough for a hunter right away. So the balloon is going to get 1 connection on the tower, which is going to take it. So really nice balloon on my end, you know, outcycling his air counters. Tornado should prevent most of this graveyard damage, but Bowler, to be fair, isn't great against the graveyard, which is why I said graveyard Tornado is one of the most difficult matchups, like Splash Yard, but luckily he doesn't have the Tornado, so he was, you know, unable to defend our balloons, and that's why we took his tower early on. We'll see what he wants to do here. I might need to freeze this, and then we're going to have to Tornado the graveyard. Oh, E-drag came in clutch. All we need to do is apply pressure, so then this way he can't support his graveyard, and if he plays one, he's going to barely have enough to play it, and with nothing tanking for it, there's no way it's going to take the tower. So that's going to be GG. Another nice win. Like I said, luckily he didn't have the Tornado, but to be fair, he still had Hunter, which is amazing against the Balloon, but whenever he didn't have it in cycle or didn't have enough elixir to play it, we took advantage of that and won the game off of that. So 61-25. Let's keep going. Got our next game here versus Leon. Alright, give them good luck. I'm going to wait once again. Very passive deck, as I mentioned multiple times, so I just want to chill. I mean, really, you know, the best thing for me to cycle would be a Tornado, and I don't even think that's safe, because if I cycle my Tornado and say he goes like Golem or Giant in the back or something, I have 3 less elixir to defend. I mean, I don't even think I need to fix my cycle. The only reason that would make sense to do it would be to fix my rotation, but Because I already have a balloon in cycle, I feel like it doesn't really make sense to do that. I mean, I might do it just to see if I could like bait something out of him. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I don't think it's gonna cost us too much. Yeah, he's actually not gonna do anything. Okay, so we got free damage basically. I'm gonna bar barrel too, just to kind of see what he's using, like force something out of him. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I think that was the safest thing to do in that situation. Obviously, you don't tornado right away, but if they're waiting a while, then I think it's okay. We're going to E-Drag. He's probably using Golem because he's got the Mega Minion as well as the Night Witch. So Tornado is going to be useful against the Balloon, but also our Inferno Drag is going to be good against the Golem. Ooh, that's going to lock on the Baby Dragon. Wow. I think I need to freeze this, though, which is kind of unfortunate, but I don't really think I have a choice. And I'm going to take that damage because we're up Elixir, so I'm going to go Lumberjack Balloon. He doesn't have lightning, so he's going to have to tornado this probably. I assume he has tornado, but maybe he doesn't because he's actually got like skeletons, kind of a strange variant. Yeah, he does have tornado. That's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping he didn't because I saw he had skeletons, which is kind of weird, but he does, so that's going to help him out a lot. He's going to go Golem. We got to be really careful about his okay, he's gonna lightning. Wow. Not a great freeze, actually. We're gonna lose that tower 100%, so I don't think that was a good freeze. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, we're down a little bit of elixir. I think we might be okay though, but that was not a good freeze. But he's actually going for defense, so that baby dragon's going to prevent him from supporting this golem as much as he would like, most likely. I'm going to freeze. Hopefully he lightnings, because if he does, we're open to play our E-Drag. Oh my god. Hopefully our defense can come in clutch here. Everything's spaced out, which is good. But he still was able to lightning majority of everything, which is unfortunate. Good freeze, though. But, man, this is not... Oh, shoot. He's got the elixir collector. I mean, I don't have a spell for that, so that's kind of annoying. Like, that's actually so annoying. I hate the... a lot of people like... or not like the elixir collector. What I meant to say is a lot of people think the elixir collector needs a buff, and I'm going to tell you right now, I am someone who's highly against that, because if you don't have a good spell for taking it out, like in this deck, it gets so much value, and it's almost to the point where it's like broken in some matchups. So I'm like, I don't know if you guys agree with me. Maybe if you guys like the elixir collector, you know, used to use 3M or Golem elixir collector, you obviously, you know, might be in favor of it getting a buff, but that's how I feel. You know, let me know what you guys think. I do not want the elixir collector to get a buff, but obviously some people might, so. Oh my gosh. Jeez, that's... Don't know if that was calculated or luck or what, but like, man. I wasn't expecting to win that. Especially when I saw the elixir collector. You know, he got 2 free elixir. We still managed to defend. That was so nice. But yeah, my point still stands even though we won. I don't want the elixir collector to get the buff. That's my opinion. Maybe it should get a rework, but I like the elixir collector where it's at. You know, kind of a niche. Is that what it's called? Niche, I think? I don't know, but It's kind of one of those cards that gets value in certain matchup, but yeah, let's go, guys. Top 100, 6,152 trophies. Let's see if we can make it to 6,200. I wasn't expecting to win that game. As soon as I saw that Elixir Collector and also noticed he was up Elixir when he played it, I was like, okay, defending these Golem pushes, it's going to be rough, but I decided to, you know, go for the 3 crown, and it paid off, you know, because I didn't want to play into his Golem. I knew that that wasn't going to work, so, you know, I kind of went for a desperation 3 crown push, but paid off somehow, some way. So we're going to chill out here. I might cycle a Tornado like I did the game before, but, you know, there's no reason for me to, like, immediately make the starting play. We're just going to relax a bit. We might wait until, like, the 2-minute mark, and then I'll cycle potentially a Tornado, if he's not going to do anything. But, you know, we first want to ensure that he's not using a cycle deck, and we're going to get punished for it. But, yeah, if he's waiting this long, he's probably using something similar to what I am. So we're just going to go ahead and Tornado. Usually by the time they react and see you've used a Tornado, you've already gained 1 Elixir back, so really it's only committing 2 if you think about it, but... So he's still not going to do anything. At this point, I'm going to relax and wait. He must be using something, could be Golem again, it could also be like Lava Hound, it could be Graveyard, there's a lot of different things it could be. You know, anything that's like a medium or high cost Elixir deck. You know, just most likely, the only thing I could really limit out is it's probably not going to be Expo, it's probably not going to be Hog, you know, Minor Wall Breakers, like the very cheap decks, but it could be really anything. What I'm going to do, this is why, another reason why it's good to wait, is if you wait and say your opponent goes like Golem in the back, you can just go like Lumberjack Loon at the bridge immediately in the opposite lane if your cycle's good, and then just Inferno drag the Golem if they defend your push, because then they can't support the Golem. You know what? I'm gonna go Lumber Loon because, you know, he's waiting forever, and to be honest, I don't think it's even worth waiting, and we got a Balloon Connection, so... I mean, that's what you gotta do sometimes. You gotta sometimes catch them off guard with, like, a Lumber Loon, and you'll often get a hit. It's pretty nice. We can go Inferno Drag. You know, maybe he's got, like, a freeze or something, and he can protect his P.E.K.K.A. I'm not sure, though. We're gonna go opposite lane, though. We've only seen bats out of him so far, so not amazing air counters. I'm gonna Tornado this. He does have his own Tornado, though, so Tornado obviously amazing versus the Balloon. Ooh, I was going to freeze if the Inferno Drag locked on the tower. P.E.K.K.A.'s melted. That Graveyard push was, if I'm being honest, pretty horrible. He spent essentially 13 Elixir and got nothing out of it. We're going to go ahead and freeze this Executioner in the tower. That should be a Balloon hit. He misses the Tornado on the Balloon. That's going to be GG. Let's go. Very, very interesting deck on his end. He's got P.E.K.K.A., Graveyard, Executioner. You know, Executioner not really that good right now. You know, Bowler and Executioner are pretty similar. Bowler's definitely the better card of the two. Executioner, when I made a tier ranking video, I put it in F tier. Maybe you could consider it D tier, but... it definitely needs a buff, in my opinion. It's a weak card. 61, 81. We could probably make it to 8,200 right here. This will be the last game, though, no matter what. Let's try to get 6,200 right here and end the video off of that. So, yeah, guys, really good games. You know, I recommend this deck. I think it's very fun to play. Like, any kind of freeze deck is... I consider it like a fun deck to play. You know, freeze isn't an OP card, but... it's one that really catches your opponent off guard sometimes and gets some good value in lots of situations, just with Balloon and Graveyard especially. Alright, finally found our last game. Be editing out some of the search times in this video because it took a long time to find some of the games. This guy's crying. We give him the good luck. I mean, I guess we could cry too. I mean, I don't know why he's crying, but we'll cry too. Why not? I mean, I'm not really sad, but... just for the fun of it. We're gonna chill a bit, see what this guy wants to do. I do have the bar barrel, so if I want, I could start this game off, you know. But I'm just gonna chill a bit. It's a passive deck. There's no need to rush things. We'll send in a bar barrel now. It's fine. I mean, he's probably using something kind of expensive as well. So, never mind. I mean, Firecracker, maybe it is still kind of expensive, but typically Firecracker is associated with cycles, so I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna freeze this, because that's just kind of annoying. He's gonna go... Okay. Wait a second. What the... How did that happen? Like, I mean, how did the mini P.E.K.K.A get a hit on the tower? That was kind of unfortunate. That defense, you know, I'm going to be honest, could have been better. And actually, did I have a BOWLER in cycle that I could have played on the mini P.E.K.K.A in this army? If I did, then that was a pretty horrible defense on my end. But we can still come back. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, that I don't know what that defense was. I think it could have been much better. I'm going to have to E-drag this mini P.E.K.K.A. It's not the best counter, but it's what we have to do. I'm going to balloon. His Firecracker and Bats are out of cycle. I really want to take advantage of that if he doesn't have another air counter. He does, though. He's got a Fireball. I'm going to freeze. Ooh, he's got a Hunter as well. Ooh, that is not what we like to see. So Hunter as well as Fireball. Two very consistent air counters. So we got to be really careful about that. Pretty... ooh, he's got a Zap. Never mind. I was just about to say pretty bad RG, but then I just realized he has a Zap, so... Pretty good RG. His Bats are out of cycle, though. He's going to go Firecracker. Ooh, Tower's going to go down. We're going to freeze. Oh my gosh, the RG is kind of broken. I don't know how he just took the tower, but he did. The balloon doesn't get a hit. Oh my god, guys, I think we might have lost. Or maybe we didn't, but we're not in a great situation. I don't know how that RG took the tower. I probably could have stopped that somehow. I think I could have, yeah. Okay, he's actually gonna go for the 3 crown. Interesting play. We're gonna freeze. Do we get a balloon connection? Oh my gosh, that was so close. Wow. I can't believe we didn't get that balloon connection. It was so close. Oh, that's GG. That's actually really unlucky that we didn't stop that RG. But it was still a good game overall. Like, we was close. He did have Hunter as well as Fireball. 2 good answers for our balloon, but I definitely could have won that. If I defended that RG, I think I had a Tornado I could have used. I'm not really sure, though. I'm trying to remember what my cycle was, but I think when he went for that RG push that took my right tower, if I Tornadoed, if I had it in cycle, I would have defended for sure. So that was my bad. I think I was like too confident that we were gonna stop the RG, but then he reset the Inferno Drag twice. You know, once with the Zap, once with the Fireball, and that's kind of what cost us that game. But overall, really good video. Still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, and we won 4 out of the 5. So You know, I really like this deck. I think it's pretty fun to play, you know, pretty good in the meta. I think it's going to be even better, like I said earlier in the video, because Expo got nerfed as well as Graveyard, which are 2 good counters to the deck. So make sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And thanks again. Until next time, guys.